ministrė.
Ačiū labai, mėly kolegos. Smagu matyti visus čia susirinkusius. Džiaugiuosi galėdamas pasveikinti į Lietuvą atvykusi Rumunijos užsienio reikalų ministrą, gerą Lietuvos ir mano asmeninį draugą B.Aurescu. Mūsų dvišalių santykių dinamika atsispindi ir ekonominėme bendradarbiavime, ir bendrose diplomatinėse iniciatyvose. Tai puikiai įžanga į mūsų diplomatinių santykių šimtmetį, kurį minėsime kitąmet. Rusija ir toliau tęsia savo barbarišką karą prieš Ukrainą, todėl nuo alijanso šiaurės iki pietų turime stiprinti mūsų šalių karinį atgrasimo potencialą ir tuo pačiu dvišalį bendradarbiavimą. Dėkoju Rumunijai už sprendimą nuo šių metų balandžio pradžios grįžti su NATO oro policijos misija į Šiaulius. Artėjančiame NATO viršūnių susitikime Vilniuje tikimės ambicingų sprendimų, užtikrinant priešakinę gynybą ir saugumą rytinėme alijanso flange, bei ambicingų pasiūlymų dėl Ukrainos tolimesnio suartėjimo su NATO. Vienodai suprantame Ukrainos pergalės reikšmę ir Ukrainai, ir mūsų šalims, ir taisyklėmis grįstai pasaulio tvarkai. Taip pat puikiai suprantame, kad karinės pagalbos suteikimas Ukrainai dabar yra gyvybiškai svarbus. Panašiai vertiname ir galimos taikos sąlygas. Ukrainos teritorinio integralumo atstatymas, Rusijos vadovo atsakomybė tribunole už visus nusikaltimus vykdomus Ukrainoje bei pilnos apimties reparacijos. Kartu su Rumunija su nerimu stebime mūsų pasiekiančius signalus apie Rusijos siekius destabilizuoti situaciją Moldovoje. Labai vertiname Rumunijos lyderystę ir pagalbą šiai šaliai. Europos Sąjungoje turime imtis konkrečių priemonių prieš tuos, kas siekia destabilizuoti padėtį šalyje arba pakeisti jos eurointegracinę kryptį. Kartu galime stiprinti Moldovos gebėjimus kovojant su destabilizuojančiu Rusijos poveikiu bei Europos Sąjungos narystės darybose. Vasario mėnesį savo veiklą pradėjo Lietuvos inicijuota nauja ilgalaikė civilinė misija Armėnija. Misijos tikslas prisidėti prie Armėnijos ir Azerbaidžano santykių normalizavimo. Ši misija ir bendro mūsų abiejų bei Austrijos užsienio reikalų ministro vizito į Pietų Kaukazo šalis rezultatas. Lietuva yra suinteresuota tęsti šią iniciatyvą. Labai tikiuosi greitai ten vėl kartu nuvykti. Mielas Bogdanai, tvirtai remiame Rumunijos siekį prisijungti prie Šengeno erdvės ir dėrybas dėl EBPO narystės. Dėkoju už šiltą ir abipusiškai naudingą susitikimą. Ačiū.
Thank you, Minister. Now we give the floor to the Minister of Romania, B.Aurescu.
Well, thank you so much for the warm receiving, and dear Gabrieliu, dear friend, it is an honor for me to be here in Vilnius. I think we were discussing for quite a while to organize this visit, and I'm very glad that we finally managed to match our agendas, giving me the opportunity to visit your beautiful capital, which is celebrating this year the 700th anniversary. So a happy anniversary to Vilnius. This visit is a confirmation of our excellent bilateral relations between our countries, which are cultivated through constant, very dynamic dialogue based on common security interests, on very much convergent views as far as European affairs files are concerned, and also very close, if not similar, if not identical views as far as the regional affairs are concerned. We have some important formats where we are taking part together, such as the Bucharest 9 format, but also the 3Cs initiative. Last year we had a lot of contacts, and I'm glad that both our presidents visited your president Romania in May, my president Mr. Iohannis Lithuania in November. There were a lot of contacts at the level of the parliaments between our countries, and all these were very good opportunities to have substantive exchanges of views and to have relevant discussions on how to progress our relationship. And I have conveyed the appreciation for the development of our economic relations. The trade between us is growing. Of course, there is a lot of potential to explore, but I think this is going into the right direction. We have the interest in developing ties in the fields such as energy security, cybersecurity, innovative technologies, education and culture, and we will discuss more after this press conference. But of course, the main topic was indeed, as Gabrieliu said, Russia's aggression against Ukraine and how to counter the effects of this war. And indeed, it is important at this time, after more than 1 year since the start of the aggression of Russia against Ukraine, to reaffirm our solidarity and very concrete support for Ukraine. And I think both our countries are extremely like-minded in our support towards Ukraine. We will continue to firmly support Ukraine in order to cope with the aggression and push back the invaders. For that, I have presented my colleague the support measures that Romania was taking. For instance, in order to receive more than 3.7 million Ukrainian refugees who crossed our borders, out of which more than 112,000 stayed in Romania. I have also informed about the humanitarian hub that we have organized in Romania, which facilitated since March last year more than 77 convoys for distribution of humanitarian aid items in Ukraine. But also our effort to transit through Romania over 14 million tons of grain products through the Romanian ports, railroads and roads. And this is more than a half of the whole amount of grain and other agricultural products from Ukraine transiting the solidarity lanes of the European Union. Of course, it is important to continue to deter Russia and to isolate Russia at international level. That's why both Romania and Lithuania are supporting more sanctions against Russia. And at the same time, I think in this effort to fight against the impunity of the Russian officials or Russian authorities or Russian troops who committed crimes in Ukraine, it is important to continue to support the effort of the international justice system in order to punish those who have committed such crimes. We are also, both of us, supporting the creation of a tribunal to punish the crime of aggression as far as the war in Ukraine is concerned. We have also discussed about, and we will continue to discuss about, the regional security situation and the impact of that on the Republic of Moldova, which is very impacted by the war of Russia against Ukraine. In this context, it is very important that EU civilian CSDP mission be created, focusing on the security sector in the Republic of Moldova. It is also important to continue with robust assistance for the Republic of Moldova under the European Peace Facility umbrella. It is important to continue to support not only Ukraine's EU path, but also the Republic of Moldova's European course. And I have highlighted the importance of creating a separate sanctions regime to counter destabilizing actions in the Republic of Moldova, as I proposed in the Foreign Affairs Council meeting on the 20th of February. And I'm glad that you, Gabrieliu, supported immediately this idea. I think it's important to create it. Now, glad that Romania will resume its participation for air policing in April this year from Lithuania, but covering all 3 Baltic states. This is a concrete expression of our solidarity with our Baltic allies. And I think the Vilnius summit, which will take place here in July, will be a success. I'm confident that this will be a success because we cannot afford any other option. And we have discussed today, and we will continue to discuss how to take important decisions in order to capitalize on the important decisions which were already taken last year during the Madrid summit. Another subject that we have discussed is Romania's accession to the Schengen area. I have expressed my deep appreciation for Lithuania's and Minister Landsbergi's support, including through concrete démarches directed towards our Austrian partners. It is important to have progress on this file. Of course, we will also discuss the 3 Seas Initiative Summit, which Romania will be hosting this year in September. There are a lot of important proposals that we have, I think the most important focus of this summit will be on strengthening interconnectivity between the north and the south of the Three Seas Initiative region. So this is in a nutshell what we have discussed and we will continue to discuss today. Again, thank you so much, dear Gabrielius, for the very substantial and for the very timely meeting that we are having today.
Thank you, ministers, for the statements. Now we'll be open for the questions. Alert.
Žygintas Zabromaitis, Lithuanian national broadcaster. A question for both ministers. Recent events in Moldova, obviously claims of the Russian involvement in those events, and how serious that situation is, and how can this hybrid operation could be repelled? Thank you.
So I think it is extremely important that the Moldovan authorities are handling this situation in a very competent and calm manner. We are committed to support the resilience and the consolidation of the security of the Republic of Moldova in any way we can. And this is not just a Romanian effort of supporting the Republic of Moldova, but it is an EU and at the same time NATO effort. As you know, the EU, and I have already mentioned, is preparing for a civilian CSDP mission focusing on the security sector in the Republic of Moldova. I think it is also important that the Republic of Moldova is now cooperating in a closer manner with NATO as far as the defense capacity building program is concerned, which is providing support for the shaping of a more efficient security sector, defense sector in the Republic of Moldova. And I have mentioned the proposal of having a sanctions regime dedicated to the situation in Moldova, which will be countering let's say, attempts to destabilize the Republic and also to affect the constitutional order and the rule of law in the Republic of Moldova. So all these measures, I think, will be able to keep the situation under control. And of course, we have to be vigilant. We are in close contact with the authorities in Chisinau all the time. Recently, we had the visit of the President of the Republic of Moldova, Mrs. Maia Sandu, and also the visit of the new Prime Minister of the Republic of Moldova. They are very much committed to continue the reform process and the European integration process of the Republic of Moldova. And at the same time, we are very much committed to support fully this effort.
Keletą žodžių tik papildysiu lietuviškai. Tai pirmiausia, Lietuva ir aš asmeniškai remiam visas Rumunijos iniciatyvas, kurios yra skirtos padėti Moldovai atlaikyti Rusijos spaudimą, vidinius iššūkius, transformuotis ir reformuotis besiruošiant kandidatavimui narystėje į Europos Sąjungą. Antras dalykas, yra manančių, kad Rusija įklimpusi Bahmuto purve yra per daug užsiėmusi ir visas jos dėmesys, tiek karinis, tiek ir politinis, yra skirtas būtent tik tai Ukrainai. Reikia nepamiršti, kad Rusija yra pavojingas kaimynas, kuris ir anksčiau parodęs, kad geba matyti daugiau taikinių negu tik vieną. Ir jinai gali būti aktyvi Moldovoje ne tik karinėmis priemonėmis, bet politinėmis priemonėmis. Todėl nereikia atsipalaiduoti, reikia užkardyti galimus bandymus pakenkti Moldovai. Na ir lygiai taip pat ir kitom valstybėm, aš net meščiau, kad ir kitos valstybės gali tapti Rusijos, bent jau politiniais taikiniais, tokie kaip Sakartvelas arba pietų Kaukazo kitos valstybės. Ir čia lygiai taip pat nereikia pamiršti, kad ir mes esame labai arti prie to pavojingų kaimynių ir dėl to esame lygiai taip pat ir jų taikinyje, nepaisant to, kad pagrindinis taikinys yra Ukraina, vis dėlto reikia matyti visą pilną vaizdą.
Greta Zlonaitė, BNS naujienų agentūra, turiu klausimą ponui Aurescu. Tai kaip žinoma, pernai gruodį Rumunijos siekis prisijungti prie Šengeno erdvės buvo blokuotas. Tai kaip tikitės įveikti šalių pasipriešinimą tam tikrų ir ar tikitės prie Šengeno erdvės prisijungti dar šiais metais? Ačiū.
We are working hard with all our instruments at all levels. in order to create the conditions for a positive decision to be taken. What I want to emphasize is the fact that Romania enjoys the support of all EU and at the same time Schengen member states, with the exception of only one country, which is Austria. We are engaging with Austria. I have discussed for several times after December with my colleague, the Foreign Minister Schallenberg, but at the same time, the Ministries of Interior are in direct contact at the level of experts. They are working on a bilateral working plan. We are also working together with the Commission to create a pilot project scheme at the border between Romania and Serbia. All these two, let's say, projects are in fact implementing the decisions which were taken by the European Council in February, measures which were targeting more efficient demarches in order to tackle the illegal migration towards Europe. I think the conclusions and the decisions taken by the European Council in February were substantial, and I hope that they will bring concrete results. So based on that, we continue our demarches in order to join the Schengen area. And I want to reiterate my thanks to Lithuania and to Gabrielius personally, who has engaged with the Austrian officials, with Austrian colleagues, with our colleague Alexander Schallenberg, and we hope that all efforts in that respect from the other member states, who are again supporting us, together with the European institutions, with the Commission and the Parliament, we will have at the end of the day a good outcome. So we hope that this year we will enter the Schengen area.
Any more questions? So thank you, ministers. Thank you, journalists.